From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, not much in the way of rain out there this afternoon. The leftover showers are over towards Detroit, moving out of Lenawee County. One tiny shower as well in Shiawassee County. Lightning strikes, really don't see anything out there, so outdoor plans this evening should be in good shape. Temperatures are cooler today, 77 in Lansing, 82 in Jackson, but it's still pretty muggy outside. It's going to remain that way tonight and into tomorrow, and into the weekend for that matter as well. In terms of tonight's lows, it's going to be warm like it has been the past several nights. Temperature-wise, we'll start out tomorrow morning. It'll feel similar to this morning, still fairly muggy, and those temperatures tomorrow morning falling into the 60s. We've got more 80s on the way, and then the 90s return for the weekend. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Local authorities are still looking for solutions 2 months after a deadly street racing crash on MLK Boulevard in Lansing. It's our top story tonight at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer.
And I'm Jorma Duran. The crash killed a 15-year-old boy and left 12 others injured, but despite the dramatic and deadly incident, nobody has been charged. In fact, no one has even gotten a ticket.
The mayor and chief of police both agree something has to be done. Zach Prees caught up with officials today to ask when or if charges will be filed and what can be done to slow people down.
What can you tell us, Zach?
Siobhan, Jorma, on April 24th, 2 cars sped down MLK, resulting in the deadly 5-car crash. And officials agree that long straightaways like this lend themselves to speeding. So I caught up with them today to see what steps are being taken to stop it. I also got an update on possible charges speeders from April's crash could face.
2 people that made a horrible decision, and unfortunately they impacted the lives of 11 other people.
That was Lansing Chief of Police Robert Backus just days after the crash. Mayor Andy Shore said it angered him, and both Backus and Shore acknowledged that steps needed to be taken to slow drivers. As for the speeders, a police spokeswoman says there have not yet been any charges filed nor any tickets written. LPD says this is an ongoing investigation, and tickets and criminal charges will be addressed after the investigation is over. Since the crash, the Michigan Department of Transportation, which has jurisdiction over the road, has begun work on pedestrian refuge islands that they hope will protect both people crossing the street and slow traffic. Shore wants to try even more options.
For me, one of the best solutions right now are what are called red light cameras. You put a camera on a traffic light, and the camera can gauge speed, can gauge if a car blows through a red light.
But that won't be happening quite yet. A law passed in 2022 banned the use of red light cameras and similar devices to issue tickets. Shore knows that and says he's been in discussions about other traffic slowing measures, like traffic circles. He's pleading with people to slow down.
The reality is, people just have to slow down. And we continue to tell people that. We continue to post signs and to enforce and write tickets.
And after the accident, the police chief told us that his traffic unit was understaffed. And today, Mayor Shore told me that even with a full staff, LPD would have trouble covering the more than 400 miles of roads that they're responsible for. Police, meanwhile, say that they're waiting for toxicology results to come back so they can wrap up their investigation. Back to you.
Zach, thank you very much. Happening right now, the 11 candidates hoping to win a Lansing City Council seat are at a forum focused on housing and renters' rights.
The Rent is Too Damn High Tenant Union, which is a member group of the We the People Action Fund, is hosting the event aimed at spotlighting Lansing's housing crisis.
The candidate forum is also focusing on how candidates would meet the crisis if they were elected. Doors open at 6 o'clock and the event will run until 8 p.m. at the Fledge on Eureka Street. We'll let you know what the candidates had to say tonight at 11. In East Lansing, the city received a $50,000 grant from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to develop a tree canopy plan to improve and enhance the city's downtown area. Now, those with the Downtown East Lansing Tree Canopy Revitalization Project will develop a plan for planting, maintaining, and managing the trees. 6 News has learned that this new plan will also address persistent challenges like fragmented tree management, vandalism, and poor planting conditions.
As Michigan lawmakers consider how to fund the state's aging roads and bridges for the long haul, a new idea is gaining traction, and it's not your typical gas tax.
Today in Lansing, the County Road Association of Michigan hosted a nationally recognized expert on a new approach called the Road Usage Charge, or RUC. Kylie Shapansky is here for you now in studio with what she learned about it. Good evening.
Siobhan Jorma, the road use charge, or RUC system, would charge drivers based on how far they drive, not how much fuel they use. Now, I spoke with officials in Michigan who are spearheading this proposal and local drivers who shared what they think. The County Road Association of Michigan says they are running into a new issue when it comes to the dollars in the Michigan Transportation Fund.
You know, we know that in 2023, Michigan sold the fewest gallons of gas in the last 25 years. When 40% of our state road funding comes from gas tax, and that is diminishing, we got to have a different business model for funding our roads going forward.
Local drivers say they don't like the idea of charging based on mileage.
I don't know how they could monitor it, whereas the gas tax, they can monitor that. So I don't think it'll work.
But I think it's straight bull. We're already struggling, trying to get food, trying to just live. So taxing us by the mile, it makes absolutely no sense. That's more money coming out of pocket, especially for struggling families, especially for low-income families. Like, we already trying to live, trying to take care of our kids. Diapers is going up. Like, we can't keep. It's already high. Gas is already high. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the rise in popularity of electric vehicles could be a reason the funds from the state gas tax are diminishing. Experts say the road use charge system would level the playing field.
Our farmers, our mining, our timber people, I mean, they're all into less fuel efficient vehicles because that's the nature of where they live and it's the work that they do. And so to treat everyone fairly, what a mileage-based program really does is level the playing field. We're all paying per mile and not based on the type or the newness of the car that we buy.
Now, this is still just a proposal and would likely supplement or replace the gas tax entirely if adopted. It's important to note that this would take full years to fully adopt. Siobhan Jorma, back to you.
Thank you, Kylie. Also at the Capitol, former rock musician and avid sportsman Ted Nugent testified before the Michigan House of Representatives today.
He talked about the need for accountability within the Michigan Department of Natural Resources.
The Michigan native and longtime outdoorsman says for a long time now, hunters, anglers, and others have been raising the alarm about what they call the heavy-handed practices of the DNR's arbitrary enforcement of the state's conservation laws. Nugent discussed his own experience and concerns with what he calls overreach by the DNR.
I beg you, on behalf of the people that come up to me every day, get rid of these insane violations of Prop G that says the game laws have to be based on science.
Nugent says the department has even gone after residents for feeding birds in their yards if there's a chance a deer might get any of that feed.
A special place in Lansing is celebrating a special honor tonight.
Yeah, the Impression 5 Science Center has been voted the number one children's museum by Newsweek magazine.
That's pretty cool, right? Now you're taking a live look at the adults only celebration and friend raiser, featuring food, drinks, and all sorts of interactive fun, highlighting the journey and future of Impression 5. Let's check it out. I've been there before. I've been through those walls. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they have to, right? It's a pretty good little stuff. And number one, according to Newsweek.
Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. The event wraps up at 7:30.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
The weather overall will improve over the next week. We've got some storms to get through. We've got some really warm to hot weather through the weekend, but there is lower humidity on the horizon. Also on the horizon, check out this shot, a nice shelf cloud from Tyler out of Marshall showing one of our recent complexes of storms moving through mid-Michigan. Some of those have produced some minor damage here and there across the viewing area as well, but no big severe weather outbreaks, thankfully, over the past week or so. We'd love to see more pictures. Just upload your weather shot at WLNS.com. WeatherFirst.com/share, and you might see it right here on 6 News at 6. 5-day rainfall outlook. There could be some spots that pick up close to an inch. Just depends on whether or not you get under a couple of those heavier thunderstorms. The day-by-day breakdown, this is just how we like for it to work out, isn't it? Unless you're not off on the weekend. Thursday and Friday, good chance for some showers and storms. Lower chances Saturday and Sunday, and then by Monday, more showers and storms begin to roll into the region, and that will be with a cold front that's going to really alter the atmosphere in a really good way next week. Doppler radar today shows the last of the showers and storms now pushing off to the east. As we zoom out just a bit, no threat of any severe weather here today, although southern section still a level 1 risk, although I think we're pretty much done with storms for now. On Thursday, if we see any additional storms, we're at a level 1 again, with some gusty winds being the primary threats. Also some heavy rainfall if you get under one of those storms for a prolonged period of time. For Friday, any storms we have should be sub-severe, level 0 risk. That also some great news as we're just kicking off the weekend. Precision cast, as we look what's going on out there tonight, pretty quiet weather through tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, although a stray shower or two possible from tomorrow morning through around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Then these storms will push further east. That's not to say 1 or 2 may not pop up additional to that, so we may contend with a few raindrops through tomorrow evening. Moving ahead into Friday morning, a lot of rainfall to our north. Relatively quiet here as this boundary begins to move through during the afternoon. May kick up a shower or 2, and that really should be about it for Friday. Temperature-wise, we're sitting at 78 degrees in Howell, 77 Lansing, down towards Hillsdale, back up to 86, still fairly warm, and it's muggy throughout mid-Michigan. On the Skyview network, some clouds outside on the McLaren Camp, temperature 77. We only made it up to 80 today, so that was quite nice. Peak wind was only 15 miles per hour, and pretty light rainfall totals. In Grand Ledge this afternoon, we've got partly cloudy skies, temperatures holding at 80. That is as warm as we've been all day. The morning low only down to 70, very mild start. How about the Jackson Cam? Mix of clouds and sunshine, current temperature at 82. Today's high was up to 85 degrees. And finally in Hillsdale, we've got some sunshine, and how about 88 degrees? It's still quite toasty in Hillsdale. Tonight's forecast, overnight low dips down to 69 with mostly cloudy skies. Then for tomorrow, temperatures will take off into the 80s by noon, upper 80s by 5. Chance for a few showers and storms tomorrow. The 6-day forecast, more storms possible Friday. Weekend looks good. Next weekend, or next week on Monday, a cold front moves through, drops us into the low 80s by Wednesday, but the overnight lows will get back into the 50s, which means the humidity will be dropping.
I like that.
Me too.
We appreciate it.
Just wanted to stay like that.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.